Welcome back to Comic Yap. A decent amount of manhwas, they center around video games. We're definitely going to cover more of those, but quite a few of them also involve novels and books that the main character reads and gets sucked into. Monsters, gates, towers, dungeons, waves, these are all typical terms in a superhuman manhwa. What's the point of being superhuman if you have nothing to fight? This is a fun one. You can tell a lot about inter-country sentiment by how the writer treats other countries within their work. Notice how it says Korea is leading, but even by leading, they're just rivaling America. They don't mention any other country here. This says to me that they both revere America as the best and want to be like it. We will pay keen attention in the future to whether other manhwas speak about other countries and specifically how those other countries are depicted. School life manhwas are used when you need to show growth. It's a time frame when the main character is too weak to be everyone, but with time and some polishing, they may come to possess the strength to solve their world's problems. Introduced to our main character, well, rather their narration, as they reveal that it's not just a light novel, but also one they wrote. Now, it's an introduction to the novel's main character, but not this manhwa's. What a fun twist. Imagine having been isekai'd and meeting the main character of the story and being like, oh hey, I know you. You're gonna save the world. Wanna be friends? Good art. Also, a little telling of the future is how the story is going to unfold. It's fun. Our MC knows everything that's going to happen, but will it really turn out to how he knows it? Will he simply let the things that he wrote about come true? Much like an ending maker, when you know a good person is slated to die and you can stop it, do you? So you get transported to the novel you wrote. And you're not the main character or the villain. I've definitely read a couple of those. But if you're not important, then what are you to the story? Our main character has a name, Kim Chung-dong. It's cute, but imagine becoming a side character you wrote and you have no knowledge of them. This is funny. It's more like a video game that hasn't fully loaded the skins. And that's how the title of this manhwa, The Novel's Extra, comes about. Also fun to note, this is a remake. Not sure if I ever got to read the original or not. We get a little bit of backstory into how he got sucked into his own novel. He gets a proposal from a complete stranger who has the non-conspicuous email address homosapiens@neighbor.com. I would have seen this email address and immediately blocked and reported spam. But instead, RMC replies and admits that replying is what put him in this predicament. Who's the person, thing, God on the other end of this email? Definitely human at normalguynotScam.com. This question mark face is still a little funny. The realization that he'll be trapped for at least 10 years based on his novel's timeline freaks him out. And the fact that mentally he's way older than the characters he's interacting with, which produces this strange predicament. What should he and what shouldn't he do with this body? This is a main location for a majority of the story. Love how they draw it. To survive in this story, our main character needs to know himself and his abilities. What special skills got him accepted to Cube, the most selective superhuman school in the country? Oh, weird! Not only was he transported, but they also transported his laptop that he used to write the story? Is this a blessing, a sick joke, a trap? Who's doing this? Just kidding. Kim Chung-dong is dead. Behold the real main character of our story, Kim Ha-jin. Stats, beautiful stats, numbers representing power. We all know what these are for by now. And oh, a special skill, or rather, an authority. Authorities are usually higher on the skill tree. And its name, Setting Intervention, it sounds like a skill a god would wield. Wonder what it does. Kim Ha-jin now has a face. The shattering glass effect, it's a bit overdramatic, but it does make for the grand entrance that they were going for. Let's take a quick recap here. It's been 2 whole chapters, and all we've learned are settings and characters. Like, nothing's really happened, but with the pacing, flow of the story, the strong art design, I strangely didn't get bored. I honestly only noticed this quirk when I took a quick break. Ha-jin realizes he's been enlightened, and he goes on to explain what that is and how it's affecting his stats. He's been given more abilities than the original owner's body had. There's a lot more extrapolation and reading as the writer continues to set the stage. It's all kind of fluff to me, but I will show you what his authority does. Based on the question, even Ha-jin doesn't know everything that it can do. Bam! Finally, a main plot point for our main character. He now has a goal, a direction to start heading in, and it's to become important so that he can correct his own story's flaws with the authority. And maybe, just maybe, he'll be able to return home if he succeeds. This is great. If you've ever played video games with stats, chances are you've seen this stat somewhere way at the bottom called luck. And while it may not be as sexy as strength or dexterity or intelligence, it can bring you fortuitous encounters or change the outcome of a life or death situation just because you got lucky. Knowing just how strong his main cast of characters are, Ha-jin decides it's best to be lucky than to try to go up against them toe-to-toe, where he knows he'll get demolished. This is funny. He boosts his luck stat so much that he gets lucky while doing it, and it boosts by even more than he had anticipated. This is a concept that we should familiarize ourselves with when it comes to just how lucky Ha-jin has become. On a side note, luck is also a way for the writer to pivot or explain away things that happen in the story. How'd he win against an unbeatable monster? Whoa, luck. Why is he so cool and everyone just seems to like him? Luck. You get the idea. While explained out, it's a little boring, but when done right, it can be quite fun. I've read a lot of this story, and while the characters are well designed and fight scenes, they can be enthralling, there's just something about these deep, sprawling location shots that stick with me. One image packed with so much expression without saying anything. Oh, we're locked and loaded now, baby. Boo, 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 boo. Go back to hell, demon scum. Doomgar's here, entering the stage. Ha-jin has chosen a gun as his main weapon. This surprises everyone, because in this world, the gun is seen as weak. It's a weak weapon, especially when used to fight demonic beasts, but Ha-jin is confident it's what he needs to survive. We get a quick expose on why the gun is bad in comparison to the inhuman abilities of the other students. Here we see a cadet simply just slap away a bullet, like swatting a fly. I love when manhwa characters are self-aware of manhwa characters, like manhwa Inception. Ha-jin uses the remaining points and special authority to give himself a talent. Now in this story, talents are really like passive skills that make everyone superhuman. Some talents can also be actives, and I can't wait to see how the art direction flows when that gets revealed. Another sprawling location, but just look at the color, the world that just jumps out and grabs you by the cones and rods. So we're on chapter 5 now, and still barely anything has happened. Just character introductions, settings, setups, and yet I still find myself scrolling hurriedly to the next section. Is it because I can't wait to find out what happens next? Or because I've been sucked into the drama and the storytelling? Or could it be that I'm just patiently waiting for something to finally happen so that I can tell you what the story's really like? And then it happens. Big monster fight. Lots of cool art. Just as Yonha is about to take a slimy octopus to the face, pow! Hajin proves he's not just a useless extra. Look at her face. She's in utter disbelief that he saved her. And our hero's over there posing like he's in a daytime cop drama. Finally, we get to see Hajin use one of his active talents, bullet time. And then he goes on to explain what it is. And anyways, so I started blasting. Pow, 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 pow. It's a cool ability and a fun premise. And because of our main character, the other characters can focus on the big monster and take it down successfully. I'll stop here. The story continues to grow and get better at this point. We're going to get another info dump, but soon after, we finally get to that ooey gooey storyline, fresh for consuming. In all, I give the novels extra 4 Kim Hajins out of 5. It's a lot of fun, but definitely a tad heavy on the setup. Next time you get a creepy email, try not to get sucked into a strange world. Cheers.